Am I on? Whoop.
You ready to roll?
Okay. Hey, everyone. Welcome to our first webinar, or my first. And today we're going to talk about 8 holiday ideas to help you survive and feel great. Eric is going to join me at the end as well, and he's going to share a few bonus tips. But let's get you started and talking about how you can make these holidays the best ever, feel good about yourself during the holidays and when the holidays are over. So my first idea is to, what's the next one? Is don't skip meals on the big party day. So I want you to think eat early and eat often. So this is going to keep your metabolism up all day. This is better than slowing it down during periods of like when you're going to go into mini starvation. How many of you thought, I'm going to skip breakfast, or I'm not going to eat much all day, and you're going to save your calories for the big party? And so you're starving. But this sets you up for kind of what I call a feast mentality, and you let yourself go, and you can tend to overeat. So instead, I want to encourage you, have breakfast and try to eat every 3 to 4 days. And if you can, try to schedule your meals, even during this whole month. Try to keep them the same time every day. Try not to do, during the work week, you're doing one thing, and then you're doing something else on Fridays and Saturdays, and you're all over the place. Try to keep your body regular. You will feel better. You'll keep your metabolism working faster, and they'll be more efficient. And by the way, if you keep doing this, you can actually lose weight, have more energy, and feel good. So don't skip your meals. Try to eat throughout the day just like you normally would. You go to your party, pick your few things, and enjoy, and you'll feel good the next day. The next one, I want you to load up on real foods first. So when you go to your family events or holiday parties or whatever, first go through and get like whole fruits, vegetables, grains, maybe non-gluten if you know you have a little trouble with bloating and not feeling good. Get some healthy fats, lean cut meats, and eat those foods. Those foods are going to signal to your brain to stop eating sooner. You're going to feel satisfied, want to eat less. Plus, they're nutrient dense. They're loaded with fiber, and they provide what I call satiety, or you're going to feel full. The other thing I find, too, is when we eat this way, your body feels good, and you are less likely to choose those sugary processed foods and dessert. You just aren't going to want them. And if you do, you're probably only going to have just a taste or two. So get those real foods first. A lot of times, too, I like to tell people, you'll see at holiday parties like shrimp cocktail. That is a great food to enjoy. It's kind of a special thing. And so try a little shrimp cocktail, something like that. Enjoy that. And you won't be as tempted to eat those sugary processed foods that can make you miserable. So let's look at the next one. Number 3, make family and friends your focus, not food. The holidays are about celebrating with other people, giving. You know, a lot of times when we give and share with each other, it's more, you feel better than when you just make a beeline to the buffet. So focus on what's really important. Remember to shift your focus. Also, while, you know, there may be some traditions that and foods that you link together during this time, see what those are. Maybe take a step back. What is that tradition? Is it really the people? Or is it really a certain grandma's favorite recipe or something like that? But try to separate what's really going on, maybe before you go to the party or you're with your family, so you don't get caught with just the automatic response that you do every year. Your next one, how many of us get caught with this? Watch your alcohol. There are several reasons to watch that, but I'm just going to touch on a few. Alcohol. Get a load of this. It depletes your mood-boosting B vitamins. So you're already going to have kind of a depressed, or you're going to go kind of low, and you're going to be looking for something that makes you feel better, and that can be sugary foods. It is a brain toxin and slows down your brain metabolism. It also makes you less inhibited around food. So you're going to be tempted to overeat or go for those fast foods to make you feel better, and you're just less inhibited. And how many already know this? I don't think I'm telling you something new. How many of us back in college days would be drinking, and then you'd come home and you'd be grabbing and ordering a pizza at 2 o'clock in the morning? I mean, no logic there, right? It's the same thing here. Now, if you do decide to drink at a party, try to stick with something like dry wine, things that are less sugary. I want to tell you, stay away from things like eggnog drinks, sugary cocktail drinks. They are loaded with calories. They're going to spike your blood sugar, and you're just going to regret it the next day. The other thing, when you're at your events, drink water. Stay hydrated. Drink water before you even start to have a drink, and then maybe do the one, if you have a glass of wine, and you have a glass of water, so that you can't drink as much through the night. Our next one, I love this picture. Don't skimp on sleep. It's a busy time of year. It's a stressful time of year. We can get caught with shopping, cards, decorating, attending parties, you name it, right? And then you take on that, kids' activities. A lot of you I know are caught with end of the year stuff with your work, so that your work is putting on more pressure. And so we tend to lose on sleep. That takes a back seat. I want to suggest that sleep actually will help you through all of it. You are important. Nothing that you're doing for your holiday is more important than getting a good night's sleep. I actually want to suggest to you, make a little holiday before going to bed. So I want you to suggest, create like a bedtime ritual. Do a special set of things that you can do before bed to help you get ready for sleep, both psychologically in your mind and physically. Whatever it is, maybe over the holidays you want to take a little bath. Maybe you want to read a little motivational or a devotion every night, and that's your holiday treat to you. Relax. I want you to enjoy. A lot of people don't understand, but sleep can actually be a time of healing for your body. So by doing this and giving yourself the time, you actually are allowing your body to go through a process of healing and taking care of itself. So you can be ready and on fire for the next day. That's more important anyway. All right, our next one. Enjoy quality over quantity. And here I have cookies. What the heck am I doing? Well, here's what I want to suggest to you. I want you to pick a few items where you can truly enjoy or indulge on those few items. For example, if you go to your parents' house or whatever, and there's that favorite Christmas cookie. It's there every year. It's grandma's favorite recipe or whatever. I want to suggest have one or two of them, enjoy it, and move on. Sometimes what we find is that when people don't allow themselves those one or two items, they don't feel satisfied. They've pushed it down, and then they actually will go out and binge or eat on things that they don't want to get that feeling that they missed earlier. Some people, now I wish this was at my house, but it's not. In the morning they make a Christmas morning homemade warm cinnamon rolls or something like that. It's only once a year. Have your warm homemade cinnamon roll and move on. That is actually can be a healthy thing to do. Your body likes pleasure, and your metabolism stays higher or a little more level when we allow our mind and our body to have pleasure in our lives. I also want to suggest to you, when you go out to eat, maybe tell your family, let's go to a nicer restaurant. It sure makes more sense to go enjoy oysters or a nice seafood meal than to go and sit in front of your TV and eat a pint of ice cream because you're not getting what you want. Go enjoy your night and get yourself what you really enjoy. It's a special time of year, and do those special things. The next thing is I want you to watch out for sugar pushers. And you know who these are in your house. You can picture them. They're the people, every family member, I think we have those. They make your special foods or whatever, and they make you feel guilty. They want you to try their special pie or their homemade cookies, and they keep persuading you to have a little. And sometimes you don't want it. Maybe practice with some ideas of what you can say or do around them before you go to the party or to your family event to see if you can get out of some of that pressured feeling. Also, I just want to say you can lighten up a little bit. It's Christmas, and sometimes all you need to do is have a bite or two to appease them, because some people can really make you feel guilty. They get really upset. And so maybe a bite or two and move it on. Sometimes that's all you have to do. If they keep pushing you, I know I've been known to say things like, oh, my stomach's off, or that I have to go to the bathroom, and then I just leave. If you have trouble, too, with people, like I can use my mom at one time. She wanted me to take food home. You know, she didn't want all those sweets or whatever left at her house. By the way, don't you have kids at home? Why don't you take these with you? So I would. But here's what I want to suggest to you. Go ahead and take some of those foods home if you feel that pushed, and pitch it. That's what I would do. I'd go home, throw it in the garbage, and it was out of there. She never knew, and I was happy, and my body felt better. So sometimes that's what you need to do. It's just out of sight, out of mind for them and for you. Lastly, get in your workout. Even through all this busy and stressful times, make this a priority. Exercise has unlimited, it's crazy how many endless benefits there are. Exercise has been correlated to help reduce with stress. It releases those happy hormones that we want. You know how we talked about alcohol? Sometimes we can reduce those. Well, exercise actually brings out our happy hormones. So you will feel better throughout the day, but also it's one of the few things besides, eating our fruits and vegetables and various things like that, that's been correlated to long-term weight loss. It's held the test of time. So if you want to keep additional pounds at bay, this is a great. I want to suggest, if you can't get to the gym, try even just getting down and playing with kids. Do something that keeps you active. Being biased that we're personal trainers, I want to recommend to you, get in your workout, get it in as many as you can, 3 to 4 days a week, and you will feel better. So I'm going to pass this on to Eric and let him add the bonuses.
I'm jumping on right here.
Right here.
Switch.
Okay. Did I do it?
I'm switching over.
I think you just switched.
Okay. Am I on? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. I don't know if it's changed all the way over. Hit that button again.
This one?
The right one. Change the other. All the way over on the right.
Oh.
Hit that one. Yep. Hit that again.
Here?
Hit back.
Okay.
All right, guys. And I'm on the bonus tip here. So I got a couple bonus tips, and Beth did an awesome job of kind of warming this thing up. And I'm going to talk a little bit about just a little more scientific. I come at a little more of the science, kind of the geeky science thing of it. So I talk a little bit about hormones and stuff, a little more specific. So there's one hormone we all know we're going to have big meals we're going to eat, and the one one of the chemicals in our body. It's kind of it's a traffic cop, like this shows up here. It's called Glut4, and Glut4 actually signals the body to put carbohydrates in muscle cells versus fat cells in storage, where we get a lot of that weight gain around the middle, particularly around the holidays when our pants don't fit. So an easy way to do this, and it's actually really easy. If you know you got a big meal coming up, one thing you can do, if you know you got about 90 minutes before you eat, or an hour, 90 minutes, if you can get it close to 90 minutes, is just do a few little intense activities, about 30 seconds each. So I like, things like burpees, push-ups, lunges, jumping jacks, just kind of total body things that get your heart rate up and work every muscle in your body. And if you kind of do a little circuit, I like a little circuit, 30 seconds of push-ups, 30 seconds of squats or lunges, then get back down, 30 seconds of burpees, and then maybe 30 seconds of jumping jacks, getting up and down, changing the level of your body. This will activate Glut4. Glut4 will be turned on, so when you eat that meal, it's going to signal those extra carbohydrates and those extra calories to be shuttled into the muscle cells. And think of the muscle cells like a big sponge. If we can kind of fill the sponge, and anything, if we take a wet sponge and we dump water over the top of it, and it flows over, that's the spillover effect you get a lot of times during the holidays. So by doing this, we're kind of draining the sponge a little bit, and we're creating a little bit of a dry sponge effect, and that creates the carbs stored, so you can use them as energy later down the road much easier than stored as fat, which is a lot harder to pull them up for energy. So that's something you can do really easy. If you can't do it before the meal, even do it an hour or two after, just a real quick, 90 seconds to 2 minute little mini hit circuit will do the trick. So that's actually a really cool tip. When I learned that, I was like, oh, that's awesome. Just little things like that to activate key hormones in your body that help your body do something completely different than what it wants to do during the holidays. The next one we want to talk about is, let's talk about exercise. The one exercise thing I would say, if you don't have a lot of time, strength train at least twice a week. And when I mean strength train, I'm not talking bicep curls and get on machines. I'm talking total body things. So like I would do some form of deadlift, some form of squat or lunge, an overhead press, an overhead pull, like a lat pull down or a pull up, and then maybe a bench press or chest press with dumbbells or push up, and some rows. Those are that's a way to train your whole body in very few movements, because all those movements work multiple muscle groups in one movement. And I would do it in circuit format, meaning that you're going to just jump from one thing to the next. So I might do a lower body, an upper body pull, an upper body push, another lower body, an upper body an upper body pull and push. So doing circuits like that, you can mix in some core. If you want to do a couple core moves, and you can also throw in, some of those things like burpees, jumping jacks, kettlebell swings, things that get your heart rate up. So create a circuit that's going to train every muscle in your body, which is going to help you maintain muscle mass, because muscle mass really is the key to metabolism. If we don't do anything to keep our muscle mass, we can start to lose it, within 7 to 10 days, and especially those of us over 40, we have more of a propensity to drop muscle mass much faster. So muscle mass is like gold. We want to protect it. Just doing a total body workout twice a week and using fairly heavy weights. So don't use those pink dumbbells you have down in your basement. Use some heavy weights that are going to challenge you, something that's going to challenge you for about 6 to 10 reps, and then throw in some, at the end, maybe 5 to 10 minutes of little hit circuits to activate Glut4 and then also to stimulate your metabolism. You can do a real effective workout in 20 to 30 minutes. So if you can do that twice a week, that'll do wonders for keeping muscle, keeping your metabolism going. And it's going to release fat-burning hormone, adrenaline, are two of the big fat-burning body hormones in your body. You don't get that from doing just a walk or a hike, which is great. Beth talked about that. But if you want to keep some of those fat-burning hormones active, we want to do a little bit of high-intensity work during the week, so we keep some of those fat-burning hormones in the system, and that can offset some of the things we're doing on the other days during the holidays. And those things are great because, like I said, they work everything in your body, and they stimulate those hormones and the metabolism to work not just during the workout, but after the workout. So you have a little bit of an afterburn effect. And it keeps your metabolism going, just like Beth said, eating frequently throughout the day is one way. Another way is to exercise at a little bit of a higher intensity rate. Bonus step number 3, and you got to know my background. I come a little bit from the bodybuilding arena, and a lot of things with bodybuilding, really things to kind of make the body work, the body's hormones to work for us. That's how you get lean. Well, you can actually apply some of this thinking into your holiday regimen. And I'm not a big advocate of doing low carb all the time. But what a good time to do it during the holidays would be, maybe 2 or 3 days before, you've got a big party day coming up, maybe before Christmas Day, or maybe you guys do things like Christmas Eve, or maybe you got a company holiday party. Do 2 or 3 days of lower carbohydrate. I kind of say 50 grams or less of carbohydrate is kind of your goal. and then if you lower your carbohydrate, bring your proteins and your good fats up. And what this will do is it'll actually drain your body of insulin or of glycogen or stored carbohydrate, especially if you exercise. So it's kind of like taking that wet sponge we talked about and squeezing it dry. So when you come to that day where you eat more calories, more carbs, a little more fats, more sugar, your body's going to be like, your muscles are going to be like putting a dry sponge into a bucket of water. It's going to suck up all those calories and use them for energy down the road to be used when you exercise next. Versus if you go in and you've been eating like high carb, just kind of going off the grid like a lot of people during the holidays, you're going in like a wet sponge and you're pouring more water on top of that, you're going to be more likely to store those extra calories as body fat. So if you know you got something coming up, hit those low carb days 2 to 3 days ahead of time. Prep your body for that higher calorie, higher carb day, and you're going to be more likely to keep those calories where you want them in the muscle cells, and that's going to help you actually feel stronger and have more energy, especially next time you exercise. You might feel like you got a little bit of superhuman strength. That's what endurance athletes use all the time too, as well as strength athletes. The other thing you can do is intermittent fasting can be a good tool. Now, Beth talked about not skipping meals all the time. You don't want to use it as a kind of a knee-jerk thing. Use it as a very strategic thing. So I like a good time to use intermittent fasting is the day after you've had maybe more than you usually do, and you feel a little bit overstuffed, a little bit full. What that'll do is if you can go about 16 to 24 hours and just, drinking like water, coffee, those type of things, give your body a break, your body will be able to process all that extra food, especially your digestive tract. It kind of cleans up, helps your digestive tract, gives it a break because it's been overstressed from those larger meals. And by doing that, you'll let your digestive tract catch up, and you'll actually reset key hormones in your body, like growth hormone comes up, which is another hormone that helps you burn fat, and leptin, which is another hormone that helps you burn fat too. So by putting your body in that fast state, you're kind of doing a little damage control in a sense, but you're also resetting your fat hormones, and you're letting your digestive system recover from the overwork that it did. Maybe like it's almost like it did a real high intensity workout the day before when you ate. But you're getting your body back on track much quicker. And then just get back to like Dustin, just eating sensibly, not trying to do crazy knee-jerk things. But we use this as a feast. We call it the feast fast. And because when you do eat high calories, here's the cool thing. It's not always a bad thing. It actually, if you've been watching what you eat, a high calorie day now, then it's a good thing. It actually keeps your thyroid levels up, keeps your metabolism fired up. You still want to do it day after day after day. So having that high calorie day and then having an intermittent fast period afterwards, it's just a really good little strategy to do to just help your body recover, help your digestive system recover, reset your fat-burning hormones. And that's another thing I really think is a good thing you can do to just kind of do, just be strategic a little bit during the holidays and still have some of those fun days and not really worry about those days, knowing that you're doing something on the back end to kind of offset that fun day, and then you don't feel so guilty the next day because it's just being strategic and using your body's hormones to work for you instead of against you. So those are my 3 bonus tips. I'm going to talk to Beth a little bit about Pro Coach. So Beth has this really cool new program called Pro Coach, and it's really, really cool. It's brand new. It only came out in July, and it's from a really well-respected company in the fitness industry called Precision Nutrition. And I want to have her talk about Pro Coach because it's something very new we've rolled out of Pure Fitness. A lot of people don't know what it is, so I'm going to turn it back over to Beth on the audio here. Just let Beth talk a little bit about Pro Coach. And I'm actually going to extend my Black Friday special because you get 3 months. If you buy 3 months, you get 3 months free. So it's a great special. We usually do it for $99 a month. I know the big box gyms are doing it for like $150 a month, so I think we have a very competitive price. But it's a great program. We have some clients just really kicking butt on it right now, and it's much more than just following a meal plan. So Beth, take it over.
Okay, Pro Coach. I'm pretty dang excited about this. I actually did it about 5 years ago and lost about 30 pounds to it. And I can just tell you that it works. Here's what it is. It is a science-based behavior program. It's coaching. It's habit-based coaching. So what you'll do is you get a habit about every 2 weeks and you practice it. And then once you get another habit, you don't want to drop the old habit. You just keep building. This program's individualized. So you can tailor it to your lifestyle and your own needs. You don't have to go to a center to get check in with somebody. You can be traveling. You can be on the go because this program is virtual. It's done virtual. You can, it's done online with the addition of a personal coach, which is me, to help guide you and motivate you and encourage you, and also to troubleshoot with you, because that's what I find, is a lot of people get stuck with some kind of a thinking. And this program will challenge that. Plus, I will challenge you and encourage you to think, is that really working for you? How is that working for you? With this program, you get daily education and practices for real nutritional change. You get daily accountability, and you get reminders on how to create change. A lot of times what we find in our industry is that people get caught in this diet approach, and they want to do something for a short amount of time. They want to get quick results. This program is really a year-long based program, and you're looking at creating a change for your life, not a change to look good on New Year's Eve or a program to look good for a family member or something like that. This is to change your life. Here's what it is not. Pro Coach is not meal plans. In fact, if it was meal plans, I want you to think about this. I challenge you to go to a Barnes & Noble and look at all the diet books. I mean, rows and rows. And you can open them up and you can find meal plans. Why then do we keep seeing every year more of the same books? Different versions, but it doesn't seem to work. So this is not meal plans. It's not low carbohydrate. It's not a new dieting style. It's not dieting restrictions. So I want you to think you're getting rid of the rules, and you're finding something that's individualized, working on healthy habits. I want you to also understand that you are the pilot. You are the pilot to creating your own change. And what you're getting with Pro Coach is a GPS or a roadmap. Plus, you get a coach or a support system to help you navigate and get you ultimately to that destination or where you want to go. You're the pilot. Pro Coach is the nutrition or the roadmap for GPS, and then I'm that person that's along the ride to help you navigate and get you where you want to go. Here's something kind of cool about Precision Nutrition. They've been doing this program over the past 10 years. They've been using the software. Over 45,000 people have used it, and they have lost about 900,000 pounds of body fat. This program works. I just recommend you give it a try. Everybody here at Pure Vita is here to help you. We want to see you succeed and make the changes in your life that will empower you to go out and live the life you want to live.
Well said, Beth. No, this is another thing. We keep enhancing our nutrition program, because it's not just, teaching you more meal plans or what to eat, but it's just about addressing this on a bigger global picture. And a lot of it is mindset, getting in the right mindset. I know myself, it took me a lot of changes in my own mindset to get where I'm at, and I think it's great because it teaches you the mindset things you need to do in order to be successful. Because, frankly, a lot of people come in here know what they should be doing, but they need to get through some of these mindset obstacles to really truly be long-term successful and not get off the yo-yo cycles and things that they're on. So I would highly recommend you working with Beth. I've known Beth for years. She has a real passion for this. I just watched her go through this program, and not just the physical transformation she had, but the mental transformation, and it was pretty incredible. And, what better to work for somebody who's actually been through the program, has been a student, and now is a teacher. And, hopefully some of the way that you can go through and do the same thing, and we just kind of like to pay it forward here. So without further ado, we're going to wrap up this webinar. Feel free to reach out to us if you want to come in and get a Pro Coach demo from Beth. That might be the best thing, is come and do a live demo just so you can see what it's about. But we're running this special through the end of the year. Buy 3 months, get 3 free, just to get people to get out and try it. We want to create some great testimonials with this program in addition to what we're already doing with our Advocare and our nutrition coaching in place. We just keep making the engine, greasing the engine, making it more efficient. So it's another great thing to add to what we already do here at Pure Vita. So happy holidays, everybody, and reach out to us if you have any questions on this webinar, and thanks for being here.